Kapanch EV kakali electric kabarang spinida katata motors kabapaka bhabanya akin nong ba kumjuru siya kin nong kandong na maru battery ay hadu sa hospa ar 2 kilometer. Nadapi kwa ban test drive yakin kakali electric kilaban wan ni showroom jang Frank Motors kabahapo lat kor bar hamaw line mawin.
Tata.tv
Menteri katna jongoka ba Paul Lingdo ulong ba laban Khang ikikali kamay tourist jang kiwigi jylla na marha perkhadru bakitu ki banyak kali tourist ki don ka national permit ani ka permit banyak cha kilai ligi jylla hadien ke jingdawa jangka hagajaka ke all Khasi Meghalaya Tourist Taxi Association manum sha shu ki kali bawan na shabar jylla ki babun ki de ki bana Assam banyalami ki nongwan kai chi jaka jongoka ba pher ki badon Ri Khasi Jaintia nakaliang menteri mentaga singi pale lalu Meghalaya pat ki he officer katanat banyak keren halor kani kamat haba keren chlap tha Khubor ba Paul ulong ba hagajaka ban phai kamat tang shi Jingeh balawanra haban thaw ki lat ki linti namar omla ban Khang ya baro ki jingkhang khamtam haba ki Nongñiah kali na kani jylla kimla ban penbyang bat benra ba kumba ka long hadu menta ki buri bawan jongoka ki labun bat kiu kat ba ka jingdon ki kali ban ket yaki kadang ne kumju.
The discussion was on how do we facilitate better livelihood opportunities for our tourist taxi drivers. And in the course of the discussion, a plethora of issues emerged. One is the fact that there is a sizable number of associations of tourist associations, and these range from districts to districts and also at the state level. So there is not just one body. Two is that there is a gap between demand and supply. The demand for vehicles is steadily on the increase. The supply has more or less remained stagnant, but because of initiatives like the prime tourism vehicles, we are trying to match and meet up with the demand. Three is also we have to look at how rather than going for a ban, how do we regulate the system in a manner that our youth and those in the transport sector stand to gain. So in order to enable the government to push the dialogue forward, we have decided to convene a meeting with all these associations. I was given to understand that around 40% of these taxi and transporters associations cover only 40%, whereas 60% do not belong to any associations. So these also will be invited to this general meeting, because we would like to ensure that we provide the best possible service in catering to their interests, and at the same time we also ensure that any measures that we take should not have negative repercussions. See, at this point of time, we are only listening to and trying to address issues raised by Meghalaya tourists and those who are in the transport business. But if the need arises, we will also involve the tour operators and taxi drivers from Assam as well. These transporters also have what is known as national permits, either national permits or permits of at least 3 states. So there are legal issues involved as well. But what I'm saying is that rather than focusing on just the problems being raised, we will also have to look at solutions. For instance, as I was mentioning, even our demand, because this is a demand driven economy, and you can't close all doors when, especially, even the demand, our own operators are not able to meet up with the demand for accommodation and also transport facilities to the various tourist destinations. As I quoted, the number of footfalls has increased, whereas the number of vehicles has more or less remained stagnant. We will also have to address this from the tourism department. We have just introduced the prime vehicles, but we will certainly have to increase the fleet of vehicles.
Ulang baka sorkar kan haban penting na baka no ka senjam baka Shem kanumpoy ka jingbam sngotanan namar omde tang kibana po Assam bawan chani nrei kibana po Meghalaya ru kilet sigjaka jungo kai ha Assam but kamde man kata ka kam jungo kai ha ka jylla lada Shem ya kanu kanu rai ula pinte buru baka tanat kalabat hai ka tanat ka kit ka ba transport department man a jingte halor ka jingdon ki kali ki bus bat ki we ki kali ml but hadin belayo ka jingte on khot biang kata ka Jillang but ki Nongñiah kali tourist kin thop ki try hotel but homestay.
Not only tourists from Assam who travel to Shillong and other tourist destinations, but people from Meghalaya also travel to parts of Assam. They visit their parks, they visit Kaziranga. So any system that we devise has to be done in a manner that will not have a negative impact on the tourism industry here in Meghalaya. So with that in mind, first we have assigned a duty to the transport department to give us the correct inputs on the actuals, that is the actual number of cars, buses and other modes of transport that are currently in operation, and the number of vehicles with Meghalaya registration. All those details transport department will provide to us, and on the basis of those inputs we will then call for this general meeting with the involving the transporters, tour operators mainly, and separately with the hotel owners and owners of homestays and whoever are part of the tourism industry.
Uloang baka Jillang kaban salong hapo artayo kanong banyakren hadu kanu an laban ailat ki kali ban ashabar par hadu kanu on laban le nakabenda ban kintiyo ka kam ki Nongñiah kali tourist ki bana kani ka Jylla haba ay nuksaw ba po lulong ba lada omdon ki kali ki babyang ki nongwan ka ki haban Shem nakakali ki babyang lut na dong shadong.
Would be to ensure that there is a balance between what how much we can accommodate where the other state is concerned, and what more can we do in order to upscale the services of Meghalaya's drivers. For instance, the quality of vehicles is what most tourists look for, and if that is found to be wanting, to be lacking, obviously a person will choose a better mode of transport, a better car, better system, AC, good music, stuff like that. No, these are not part of any association, but as I mentioned, there is a need to have an association that represents all these various. Currently, we have a plethora of bodies, and it's difficult to talk to everybody, because sometimes even the demand of one association directly negates the demand of another association. So unless they come together and have a common joint platform, how do we take the dialogue forward?
Halor ka jingdawa jong ke AKMTTA umentri ulong ba kilaban bo ke jingdawa henry haban bishar pat hadokan no laban long kata ka jingdawa namar hak ni ka jok kibriu kilaban bat kali online hak ba kibriu na Delhi kilaban bat lupa ka kali na po Guwahati banwan chapo Meghalaya ka ba laban le Shushu ba po long ba ka Assam kade ka entry point sa Meghalaya namar ka don ka kat Lingsun airport bat ki jaka Shong railway station bat benra ba kum ka sarkar ka haban le ya ka babha hatu ka bha ban bo jingmai ka ka ba ka Meghalaya ka yo na Assam bo jingmai ki kali ki balet cha Assam lani ki nong Meghalaya ki haban le cha Assam ban puli lani sha sumar.
Demands can be raised, but how practical is that demand is what we have to see. Now we live in a digital age where you don't even need to physically book, a vehicle. You do it online, and there are people even in Delhi who provide that kind of service. Connect the visitors straight from Guwahati and then to Meghalaya. So a lot of these issues, are in the realm of what I would call intangible. They have the airport, they have the railway station, and are we in a position to also put at risk the services currently being provided by Assam, Meghalaya vehicles flying to Assam, and Meghalayans generally visiting Assam, either as tourists or on grounds of health or education? All these will have ramifications. So as a government, we have to act responsibly. There has to be a fine tuning of the emerging situation.